Is it the food? Is it the water? What's going on, man? Well, I guess it could be me, but I don't think so. After all the comments on this video, I know I'm not crazy after all the comments. I had to weigh it out. There's a ratio, and the ratio just makes sense. And I got a lot of comments on here that support what I've been talking about. I live out on a bike. I'm seeing it. I also leave the country, come back, and I see the changes. We've talked about that in other videos. Watch that one. Then you can kind of get caught up on what I'm talking about now. The quick story on when I first started noticing this and really why I'm alone on the bike again. And about, I want to say 5 years ago now, I was coming off of a mountain in Alaska. It was remote. I was with another guy. We'd been out for a month, and we were getting picked up by an airplane on a glacier. We get flown out back to this little town. It was winter. I think it was March. And we got back to this little town, this little airport, and did our normal thing, unloaded the plane. We're going to go have breakfast and enjoy ourselves after a month of being out remote. And, you know, usually our pilot was somebody different who picked us up, somebody we hadn't met before. So we didn't really know how to judge their character. They were cool. They didn't talk much, you know, on the radio, talking to the towers. And then we got dumped off down in town, and we went down to have some lunch and check into our little hotel for the night before we took off back to Anchorage. But we just noticed, like, we just came off a pretty big accomplishment, and, you know, we didn't really care that no one cared. But usually people are like, hey, good job, or hey, how are you? Shake your hand. Nobody would shake your hand. And we had a couple of people that we knew, acquaintances, that usually were the kind of people that come give you a hug, you know, and they were like, hey, how's it going? Fist bump, you know, and I guess they just didn't know we had been out and not heard what was happening. This is 5 years ago, and you guys remember that, what was happening. And so we were like, wow, what's going on? And then we started hearing what was happening. And people were just different, right? They're hearing this on the news. Don't touch anybody. Stay far away from each other. And so, you know, that was the start of it. And at first I'm thinking, something's, you know, if you watch my channel, I navigate from here, not out here, and not on the news. I listen, I absorb it, I transform it into, you know, the navigational tool that I need. And I listen. I don't deny, I just listen. And after time, you kind of go, well, something's weird. And then they start talking about doing things that I didn't agree with. And so I took off to South America with my bike for a year straight. I didn't see my daughters. They're all grown up. I didn't see my family. I didn't see friends. I left. And I'm classically a guy who goes to Alaska year after year after year and works with a ton of people, and I'm training employees, and I'm doing all this stuff, and it's busy, busy, busy. My life changed, like everybody else's almost, that day or that month, and I decided to take off. So that's where I ended up, Colombia, and the same thing's going on there. It's worldwide, but it was a little different, and I took off into the Andes, into the mountains, and I spent a year alone. And I self-destructed my whole life, you know. I went through all my things of, you know, going through what I needed to go through, and I did it in a third world country where, you know, I was alone. No one to rescue me. No one. And I almost died, and I was in a hospital at one point. Watch the videos. There's more about that. But anyway, so yeah, okay, things are a little weird, but spent a year there, and I came back home here to the U.S., where I am currently, and I still leave a lot and come back. I came back, and you know, of course, I understand it's going to be a different world, but it wasn't just the things that changed. It was a lot of the humans that I was around. And I almost felt like, you know, I was walking around in sort of a different planet. You know, after being gone, coming back, seeing that drastic change. Now, if you're in it, involved in it all the time, you don't see it as much. You just don't. You can argue with me on that. I appreciate the arguments and the comments, but I know what I know, and that I know. So anyway, it just felt odd. I got back here and it didn't feel right. So I thought, well, maybe it'll just kind of like subside, you know. And I started touring even more, and I started taking care of my body even more, and constant detoxing and doing my thing. And then I noticed a shift in a lot of the people that I knew were getting more unhealthy, and things were changing, and it almost felt like the world had a frontal lobotomy. Yeah, I know. You'll make comments about me. You look like you had a frontal lobotomy. But I love the comments, man. I thrive on the comments, even the bad ones, because I learn, right? It's a learning process. And there's no means to an end here. There's no like end of a trip. Okay, what do we do next? This is full-time life on a bike or wherever I am. Maybe life on my feet. Climbing a volcano or hiking down into the urban sections of, like Colombia, Bogota, Medellin, where I love to live. This is my life, and you're coming along. If I can keep filming and doing that, still looking for that camera. But anyway, I felt different. Something had changed drastically. Now, I'm going to end it with one more quick story. Is on the bike trips, I noticed the difference. I'm getting a lot of comments about people that say, well, nothing's changed. You're nuts. You're crazy. Well, you must have never left the country. Or you leave the country in a certain bubble of people. But I'm not in a bubble. I'm exposed to it all. I don't have a bubble to be in, other than maybe a psychological bubble like most people. But I'm out there. I'm exposed to it. I'm seeing it. I'm absorbing it. I'm looking. I'm loving it. I don't love the low vibration that a lot of collective society is in, but I'm actually here to lighten that up if I can. I know I'm not a pro here at lightening up the world, but I can do a lot, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm having fun doing it, and I'm having fun with you guys, being here with me on this journey. And so please like and subscribe, you guys. Hang in there, leave comments, and I love the dialogue. So many of you have come. I've had over 1,000 subscribers in a week, so it's been a great week, and I'm here, ready to go, you guys. All right, thank you.